To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning, Everglades Restoration. The focus with my first guest this day. Ultimately, of course, that restoration affects all of us, from water quality to water availability, from the health of the Everglades to the health of our Treasure Coast estuary and the Indian River Lagoon. I'm joined by Eric Eikenberg, CEO of the Everglades Foundation. Thanks as always for being with us.
Michael, great to see you.
We're going to talk a lot about the reservoir project that you are out there recently. I've done stories out there. First, an overview though. The governor came out and the legislature is pushing through $3.5 billion worth of projects. He said it might be more consequential than his first term. Set the table for us on what we're looking at, big picture, and what you all hope to see come out of that effort and those promises. We'll talk more deeply about the reservoir in a moment.
Well, the governor's $3.5 billion commitment or recommendation would be on top of the $3.2 billion that we received, the environment here in Florida, the Everglades received in the first term. So to be able to build these massive infrastructure projects, we've talked over the years, getting the water delivering in the right direction from Lake Okeechobee down to the Florida Keys. The governor has now asked for about $100 million to go to the Indian River Lagoon for that cleanup and the efforts there along the East Coast. So this is another generational investment into what makes Florida great, our natural environment, our natural resources. But in particular, when it comes to the Everglades, $617 million being asked of the Florida legislature, just convening now for its 60-day session. All signals look ready to go that those dollars and that money will flow to these critical projects.
As we talk about what it means and a little bit of the mechanics and the architecture of what's going on, and we'll have some video of that we'll pull up in a moment, is it as optimistic as you've ever been? And I know when I ask people, environmentalists and leaders of those organizations, they react with caution. But what is your sense of where we are? Because we've been having these debates for 10, 20 years and for a long time, spinning in circles. Governor DeSantis, if there's one area where he elicits huge bipartisan support, it's on the environmental efforts. So what is your sense of where we are and where we're going? Is it right to be optimistic this time around?
Yes, full of optimism that we are moving in the right direction. I will say, Michael, that it was 2016 was a critical point too, where this became not just an environmental concern, but it was also an economic one. And to have chambers of commerce, business leaders.
By the way, we're looking at, we'll go back, we'll re-cue this footage. We're looking at the area that you see on your screen about where they're building that reservoir. That's explosions there as they literally carve out a reservoir. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But 2016 was pivotal. We had the big algae. We knew it was an economic issue. You've talked about that. You were front and center on that.
And again, having that business voice saying that this is about the future of our economy here in the state of Florida. The 21st century economy is tourism, and it's clean water. And to be able to have an abundant supply of it, to have, again, moving it in the direction to the south where it's intended to go, that's critically important as we move along. But I must say, realtors, these chambers of commerce, fishing guides, those that rely upon clean water for livelihood, their voices have made a tremendous difference. The governor just then elevated it when he took office now 5 years ago, and it's been an optimistic time for us.
We'll talk about one more funding question, then we'll talk about the heart of what's going on with the reservoir and why it matters for what's going on south in the future, but also why it matters to our viewers here in the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. President Biden weighed in again, more money, more resources just the other day.
So the president's budget is asking Congress for $415 million for Everglades restoration. So you can see both in Tallahassee, now in Washington, there's hundreds of millions of dollars coming to a program that is 22 years in the waiting. Bill Clinton signed this massive plan in December of 2000. So here we are now on our 23rd year, and the amount of attention, money, and now momentum around the world's largest ecosystem restoration plan has never been more important. And it's not just, again, about the economy of this state, but it's the drinking water supply for a third of the population. And there's states in this country that are having difficulty with drinking water. Here we are with an abundant supply. We need to make sure we preserve it.
Let's start talking about that. I want to go back and have my producer, we're going to re-cue the footage. It shows a lot of the work. I was out there in the summer of 21, and we've been back since doing work at the reservoir to actually build a reservoir south of the lake. Talk about that when it goes online. Talk a little more deeply, no pun intended, about why that matters, what we're seeing there, and about getting water south and all the critical reasons why we've got to do that. Because at the end of the day, send the water south is still a big, big piece of the future, and we'll talk about why it matters to our viewers as well.
Well, that battle cry is, again, alive and well. Send that water south. I must give the credit to former Senate President Joe Negron, who really give a shot in the arm to this project again back in 2016. So here we are now building the massive public works project south of the lake, 10,500 acres to build an above-ground reservoir, which will now be the source of fresh water from Lake Okeechobee down to the Florida Keys. And all this other investment to the south, the raising of Tamiami Trail, the removal of dams and levees within the central Everglades, all again in an effort for sheet flow, flowing water south. This reservoir, back to President Clinton, when he signed the bill, this was the second project that was authorized back in 2000. We've waited long enough. The groundbreaking occurred that on the 22nd of February was something that we've all been waiting for. Thankfully, it's upon us, and now over the next 7 years, it's to be built.
There is some debate and discussion about whether we'll need even more to properly clean water that heads south out of the lake. Right now, the plan is, of course, with a reservoir. You send it through giant filtration areas. There's some argument. There's one study, the National Academy of Sciences says we may need man-made wetlands in addition to that. What is your sense of that?
Well, first of all, clean water into the Everglades is non-negotiable. You have to send clean water south.
Right.
This reservoir has an accompanying 6,500 acre wetland. Once this is built, and there's plenty of time to work through this, and you know, the scientists, the engineers, we've debated this long enough. Now it's ready to go, and it's going to go. But at the time when completion is close, if there are additional needs for land for filtration, the good news is we were able to secure an order by the state of Florida that went to Congress back in 2018 that would allow 16,000 acres of what's called the A1 flow equalization basin right next to this reservoir that could be utilized for additional filtration. So it's about the volume of this reservoir. 120 billion gallons, Michael, is going to go south, not east and west to the St. Lucie or to the Caloosahatchee. Send that water south, but make no mistake about it. This water must be clean, and there will be ample filtration to make that happen.
And you just hit on a key. By sending that water south, as environmentalists on our Treasure Coast have argued for years, by getting reestablishment of what nature had provided, this natural flow of water. Now we're going to try and recreate a lot of that natural flow. Never what nature did, but recreate it nonetheless. You're allowing nature to take over, reduce. They'd like to see no flow to the east and west. Whether that's going to be achievable is still part of the debate, but that's where it helps up here on the Treasure Coast for all of our viewers there who dealt with the crises you talked about. It's all of a piece.
Well, it is a lot of pieces. This is putting a puzzle together. So not only with this reservoir south of the lake, you have reservoir that's completed along the St. Lucie River, the C-44 reservoir.
Yeah.
On the west coast, the C-43 along the Caloosahatchee is underway. So the idea of reducing or stopping lake discharges is the goal for sure. Now with a $1.7 billion investment to harden the Herbert Hoover Dike around the lake,
just completed,
to allow for potentially more water stored there, and now also waiting for a new manual from the Army Corps of Engineers on how they will operate Lake Okeechobee. Michael, these are multiple pieces that are all going to come together, and the beneficiary of all this work is Everglades National Park to the south.
And all of us who like to drink water, because the Biscayne Aquifer to the south, millions of us rely on the recharge of that aquifer, which can only happen with a supply of clean water flowing south, filtrating into this aquifer that then recharges our drinking water supplies. So there's to be able to live here, to work here, to play here, to enjoy the environment, all of that, again, is crucial to get that water headed that way. 1,200
people still moving to Florida per month, population growth, they're coming to South Florida. The drinking water must be protected.
And of course, in the water flowing south, to get back to the natural balance of water, of salinity versus fresh water as we move down to Florida Bay. 2 points. You have agriculture interests who say, we support the reservoir, but there's a lawsuit because they said we got to make sure we're getting our fair share. It really caused a stir last year. The governor and some others were butting heads with them. Where do we stand on that, number one?
Well, it's a little Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde here on that particular project. In one view, they're supportive. They're actually attending the ceremony of the groundbreaking, and then there's 3 lawsuits in federal court. The good news is the Army Corps has presented strong, solid arguments in federal court to keep this project going. They're also awarding the contracts, Michael. And what the Everglades Foundation was able to do, working with our bipartisan congressional delegation, is allowing language to be placed in a bill last year that now calls for expediting this reservoir. It is a national priority for the Army Corps, their largest project here domestically.
You and I could talk about this all day, but in our remaining time, how do you now 2 years from now, 5 years, 7 years from now, maintain the balance of all these interests. There are already those on the lake who worry if the lake can hold more water, it might hurt the lake, it might hurt the ability for fishermen to see sunlight reach the grasses they need for their fisheries. Of course, there are always the worries east and west and south. How do we continue to work and move forward to balance all of those competing concerns?
This is a unifying issue. We all as Floridians need to come together, put our party affiliations or our views aside, and that's what Everglades restoration has been from the inception. Also, having all the stakeholders, all users on an equal footing. Governor DeSantis has called for greater flexibility within the ecosystem, ensuring that water is flowing again in the direction where it's supposed to go. But I must say, over the next 2 years or even over the next 5 years, as this project in particular goes, the business community, realtors, chambers of commerce, boaters, those that rely and go out into our waterways who are experiencing it. Our fishery, this is some of the greatest fishery in the world, and it all relies upon Everglades restoration becoming a reality. The optimism that we share, the optimism that many share, is continuing to move with a sense of urgency and making sure that this unifies all of us. And then, Michael, at some point soon, it's going to be passed on to the next generation for perpetual protection. We're going to get there by the end of this decade.
I think it answers the question. You're optimistic,
yes,
as
sir.
much as I've seen you on this topic. Thank you, as always, for sitting with our viewers. We appreciate it on a topic that matters to every single Floridian. We appreciate your time. Eric Eikenberg, CEO of the Everglades Foundation. We could talk about it all day, but we appreciate the overview.
Thanks for having me.
And we will be back in just a moment. Florida lawmakers in session in Tallahassee and a more restrictive abortion bill at the top of their agenda. Next.